Let's wait for that to go live on the laptop. Because you know it will. Let's just get this. Here it comes.
Make your browser fat.
All right. Okay, hi. Hey, Corey. Hey, Sherry. Now listen, folks. I want to say something. And I don't want people think that I'm being negative because, well, I'm going to be negative because I'm only human, okay? I get ticked off. So I have a message for someone who has been harassing me more than once. Our _ urban _ homestead. If you, I understand that you have a channel that's members only. I'm so happy that you got to that distance. Okay? But the fact that you can comment on anyone else's videos and nobody can comment on yours because you are a membership only channel. If you want to tell me how to run my garden, how to grow my garden, then you get on a live stream and have a chat with me. Okay? Don't come on to my videos and say, well, if you looked after your garden better than you looked after your pot plants, they'd be happy too. A, my husband grows my medication. And B, we've had drought conditions. C, this is the first year my garden's been this bad. And D, you may think you know everything, but hiding behind a channel that other people can't make comments on unless they're members makes you a bully for harassing other people. I hope, lady of our _ urban _ homestead, that someday when you are 60 plus years old, I pray that you don't have chronic pain issues and mobility issues, okay, and drought issues, because my soil was topped up fresh and I'm on a dug well, okay? What's that mean? It means I got 15 feet of water to run my entire house and garden on. So I can only water my garden once a week in these conditions, or I run the risk of my well going dry. So I hope you read the comment that I sent you before I blocked you from Life with the Wolfies. But come on in here, our _ urban _ homestead, and let's have a conversation. Stop picking on people and then running away. It's Nicky 9 doors, right? Pfft. Grow up. Sorry, folks. It's been a rough couple of years, okay? It's been a rough couple of years, and I don't need this anymore. I don't need it, okay? There's going to come a time when I can't do this anymore. And it's showing in my videos that I am slowing down and that things are getting more difficult. So, I don't need people picking on me anymore. I've had enough. I've had enough. That's fair warning for those of you out there. You want to talk, you want to be an asshole, you come up here and you talk to me. Anyway, hi everybody. I'm just sewing today, or I'm cutting fabric today to get things moving with Mikey's quilt. Okay, so if you guys can see, let's see if I can. Oh, look at that! I could do that, and then I'll talk while I cut. Okay, I know it's not very exciting, but I do have to get these cut up to fit the things I'm making. I get that, Sherry. Absolutely, I get that. It's very, Well, it's a sign of the times these days, right? Because people, the internet has turned a lot of people into nasty people. And the thing is, whoops, okay. And the thing is they feel like it gives them license. Here in Canada, I can't even share news on Facebook because we're censored. So, I just hope this person realizes that this, they could be in my shoes. They could be in my shoes in a few years. And I really, really hope that someone like them doesn't come along and, be nasty on their channel. Right? Because it's just wrong. It's just wrong. And if that person ever if she wants to criticize my garden, my home, anything else, go right ahead. But do it with me on a live stream. Yes, I hear you, Gracie. Gracie's not happy about it either. So, it's just getting cool enough now. Hey, Aussie Auntie Net. Is it Net or Nettie? Auntie Nettie? Oh, it's nothing. It's just, people, this one person hid behind her channel thinking that she could criticize me. And I replied, but when I went to her channel to actually leave a message for her, I couldn't comment on any of her videos because I'm not a member. Right? So, I'm just tired, folks. I'm tired of people thinking that just because they know something, it doesn't mean they have a right to dictate how people live and what they think. This person obviously doesn't follow my channel, right? Doesn't, and this isn't the first time that this channel has come at me. Happy Thursday, hey, Jazzy? Yeah, it was my garden that was the problem. That my medicine plants got better care than my garden, which is absolutely unadulterated. It's a lie. It's a lie. You know why? My husband looks after my medical plants. He helps me in the garden, yes. But God help me here. I don't know what I'm doing. He helps me in the garden, absolutely. But he's the one who looks after my medicine plants. So, and guess what? We only have a 15-foot dug well. I can't water them. Yeah, because that was another comment. The little piddling 5 minutes of water you give them isn't enough. Well, I'll be happy if you would be glad our _urban_homestead. Go ahead and order a water truck for me and come and fill my well, and I will gladly water my garden to your instructions. Hey, S-Bender. Hello, everyone. Good news. We have downgraded to contained. Still not out of the woods. Not letting our guard down. Oh, my God, Tina. I hope that's really good news. Let's pray that the fires and the drought and everything don't make things worse. You know what I mean? So, now everybody, how many people we got here? I can't see. 38. Well, that's all right. I'll wait a few more minutes and then I'll tell everyone to say hi. Not yet, though. Not yet. So, I want to get this all cut and assembled so that I can get Briar's quilt off the frame. Okay. I want to get Briar's quilt off the frame and get it finished. I'd like him to have it for his new apartment. Alrighty. Are you in West New Brunswick or East New Brunswick, Tina? I don't want to be you to be too specific, but Well, I mean, I got pretty sick actually. Canning the beans. Okay, I have to trim this upper edge off. I got pretty sick doing the beans and the cucumbers, just from the heat, right? So, I mean, yesterday was the first day I've been able to have a hot cup of tea, and I don't know how long. Okay, let's do you right there. I'm squaring these up so close to Nova Scotia border. And what do you think about the laws that they're doing in Nova Scotia? I'm actually thinking of doing a rumble on that because they've been talking about they've been saying that they got everybody programmed for lockdowns during the pandemic. So now they're starting with practicing with environmental lockdowns, believe it or not. But that's a topic we're going to discuss on Rumble in the not too distant future. But we watched the end of the Game of Thrones. I'm gonna turn this around. Watched the end of the Game of Thrones. Wasn't thrilled. Wasn't thrilled. The fact that shoot, this is the way we gotta do this. That she kind of went crazy at the very end. And the fact that they didn't solve it by saying, what's the big deal? If he's the actual king and to the throne, then marry him. And you're the king and queen. But she couldn't handle sharing power. It was such a stupid ending. It was like a Steven Spielberg wannabe wanted to make everything just so and cinematic and all that stuff. And it wasn't that great. So, but I'm glad I watched it. We're watching right now. We're watching House of Dragons, which is on Crave, and it's the prequel to the Game of Thrones. So we're watching that. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Well, it's still hot, but it has cooled down enough that I can sit here and sew without a fan on. In 2018, it was hotter than this, much drier, and more fires than we had this year. So why all the fear-mongering this year? You do know that only 15% of Canada's wildfires were started by lightning strikes. You know that, right? Only 15%. And if you don't believe me, you go down your own rabbit hole. And look at Jasper and Banff or wherever it is, okay? The government shares responsibility, the federal government shares responsibility with municipal governments and provincial governments on, keeping our forests safe and clean. And Jasper asked for help over 10 years ago, saying saying that their forests needed help managing the forest because they were a tinderbox, right? And they got no help. So, yeah. Well, it turns out that when I get my, disability rebate. Now, I'm not on disability, in case you're new here. I am not on disability, but if I couldn't make a living a little bit, even on YouTube, I would be on disability. Do you understand? But because I am self-employed and I make about what disability would pay me a month. Okay, that's what I make on YouTube about what disability would pay me, which is not much, because I've slowed down. I've had to slow down. Now I'm getting because I didn't know it was available to me. I found out through one of my folks here on YouTube that I qualify for the disability tax rebate, and what that is a once a year they send you a check for like $1,000 once a year, $1,500. I don't know how much it is, and they do that so that if I need to buy a new walker, or if I need help paying for a stair lift and that kind of thing. And then people would be screaming that they called for help and had to wait hours. Okay, wait a second. Actually, the other way of looking at it is that with all of the out of control fires, if someone goes into the woods or on a trail or in the water and experiences an emergency. Oh, well, I do that would make sense, right? Stay, but they're making it sound like they want people to stay out of the woods in case they light a fire. You know what I mean? In case they start a fire on a hiking trail or something. And that's the way they made it sound, okay? But that makes you know what, Tina? That makes more sense, right? That they don't want people stuck in the woods if a fire happens to, spread from New Brunswick to, say, Nova Scotia, right? So, and Aussie, 2 months into winter here, and you can count on your hands how many times it rains. Our dams, ponds are dry. Definitely relatable. And a hot summer. Yeah, and you guys are just in the middle of winter now, right? I have to trim this. This is a little crooked here. Okay. My nephew and his family are in New South Wales, and I don't hear from them much, so I wouldn't know. So thank you for telling me about the weather. Yeah, you're in winter right now, Aussie, Auntie Nettie, and I hope I'm saying it right. And that's that you should be getting rain all the time, right? It's winter. You should be getting rain. We've had only a couple of rains, a couple of heavier rains. We haven't had literally more than a sprinkle in a couple of months. So, at least we're off the heat warning, right? All right, I'm just about ready here, folks. Everybody say hello, or hi, or whatever. What this does is put you on my participants list. Only say it once, and then I can say hi to everybody. Now, all right, I don't need to work with that right now. Yeah, exactly. That's the way it's been here, Lisa or Tina. All right, I only have these, and I don't have an extra one of these, so I don't think I'm going to put them in. Alrighty. Net. Floods in northern New South Wales, drought in southern New South Wales, where I am. Where the heck does he live? I don't know. I don't know. All right. So, has everybody said hi? Called the earlier surgeon, got an earlier appointment with him, September instead of November. Oh, Linda, that's awesome. Give Matt my love, eh? Okay, let's pop out. Oh, hang on a second. Let's pop out the participants list and say hello to Aussie Auntie Nettie. Auntie Nettie, Corey C. Hi, baby. Hey, Jack. Joe Parkhurst. Joe Mama. Kathy Ponder. Hey, sweetheart. Kathy A. Savato. Linda Betty Boo Bop. Lindsay Michelle Jones. Rita Downs. S. Bender. Sarah at the Old Line Homestead. Sherry Leach. Stephanie Alexander. And Tina Elliott. Hi, everybody. Now let's just get this back to the live chat. There we go. Well, that's my, and I found these. These are 2.5-inch blocks that I just found already cut. So I'm going to use them just because. But right now, I'm going to do some sewing here. How many of these do I have? 1, 2, 3. Okay. I can't use those either unless I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut this one down and put it in there. All right. I know. I have this one and another aqua one. I know. I remember you saying that you like the paisley on these shirts. But, and you know what? I love this shirt because it washes like a rag. I've had it, I don't know how many years. I've probably had this shirt for at least 3 years. So let's just tiny bit to straighten this bottom piece off. I've got so many quilts I got to work on that. I'm so glad that it's cooled down enough. Okay, so this can go with this. And then I will use this or this. Okay. Hey, Grampy Campy, how's it going? I'm sorry if I'm not catching everybody's comments. I am paying attention to what I'm doing here, trying to pay attention to what I'm doing here. I'll make sure. Okay. Now. Ooh, pink. How many pinks do I have? See, because I need 5 for the outside. And okay, so let's do a pink. And this, because I'm out of purple. I'm out of purple. You are Heart, Bev? I'm not sure I understand, Grampy. Uh-oh. What's going on? Okay, something's going on with the way my bobbin is catching or something. Or the way my... Oh, I see why. No, I don't see why. It's got to be my bobbin. Oh, you're great. I'm glad to hear it. Maybe I've got this wrong. I think it needs to be flipped over. Oh, for the love of crikey. Let's try it this way. Oh, and there's a thread stuck in there. Okay. That might have made... I get hot just getting frustrated. I'm starting to have a hot flash right now. Okay, this has to go this way, I'm sure of it. And then I gotta put my thread back in here. It's 10 to 6. What are you doing up so early? I know you're 14 hours off from me. Roughly 14 hours. That's because of my nephew. And what's really wild is my nephew in Australia and his youngest brother are a day apart. Oh, God help me. Their birthdays are a day apart. Because one is in Australia and one is in Canada, for 12 hours they celebrate their birthday on the same day. Isn't that wild? All right, let's try this now. Put this back through here. And I'm sorry, folks, if I seem to use today's live stream to send a semi-negative message. But it's the only way that person's ever going to hear from me. So, and I didn't want to make it a special live stream just for that. So, now, let's hope this works. Okay. Get all this extra threads out of here. There we go. I had my bobbin was the wrong way in. Honeydew, what a cute name. Alrighty. Can you guys see okay what I'm doing here? Let's do it this way. So I'm going to be sewing a lot. This happens to me when I forget to pull my thread out longer. Oh, for God's sake. I love these scissors, Renee. There are the sharpest. It's anything. It cuts anything like butter, and I think I'm going to invest in a large pair for sewing. Uh-oh, right. Got to go down through the top. I'll be so glad when I can get my big floor model ones ready. Uh-oh. Oh, for God's sakes. Let's try one more time. It is a pretty amazing little machine, and when I get my big sewing machines done, I will be putting it in the motorhome. Scheisenheimer. Keeps wrapping around the needle. There we go. I got it. Okay. When I cut the thread, I have to pull it right out. Alrighty. You just pulled, well, I've got one here, over here. This one over here has to be serviced. Whoops. Don't want my phone stuff falling over. Yes, the clock is wrong. Howie hasn't set the time on it correctly. Okay. Now I have to pull it out like to there. There's one. the center one. There we go. Let me know if our _urban_homestead comes into the chat. I will gladly have that conversation. It's just there's no call to be nasty. You know? There's just no call to be nasty. Or judgmental, you know? Okay. Oh yeah, I played that song for Bubba while we were at the track. He got a kick out of it, obviously. He got a kick out of the whole day. Didn't see him cry once. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to be out of those soon, too. It's all right. I'm out of purple anyway, so. There, that head song. I can't do all-you-can-eat buffets, Chinese. The last time I did that, I got so violently sick. Well, it was on a trip on our way to Arizona, and I had to use a ditch. Let's just put it politely. I had to use a ditch on a highway. Otherwise, I was going to completely soil myself, so to speak. Sorry for the TMI, but that's the reason I don't do Chinese food buffet. Hey, Suze B. I'm going to start cooking and baking soon on Life with the Wolfies. Whoops. And get things moving. It looks like my garden is almost a total loss, folks. I got a few tomatoes, and there are more ripening, so I will harvest all the tomatoes I can. But other than that, and a couple of handfuls of cucumbers and a few zucchinis, the garden's toast. It's absolutely toast. Okay. Now I only have one left to use, so you're no good. I'm trying to get all of Mikey's fabrics put together. This one. No, let's do this one. No, I don't want to do that one. How many of these do I have? 1, 2, 3. Damn, I only have 3 of those, so those are going to be no good. But I'm going to save them because you know what, folks? I may just do one block that's all the different colors. So there's that. There's that. So we only have, these are all odd numbers. Okay. Stick with what I need to do here. Why didn't my garden work this year? It's been extremely hot. I cut that too small. 2, 3, uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Is this 2.5 inches? Yes, it is. Oh, it's only 2.25 inches. Okay, so I cut the wrong way. It's been really, really hot, really, really dry. We had good downpours in the beginning of the season, like in June, but not a lot since. And I'm only on a 15-foot dug well, so we can't water the garden as heavily as we need to, right? So, yeah, that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. And so nothing, oh, and I've had a groundhog, which is rare up here. So rare, in fact, that a local put it on Facebook saying, "Wait, anybody find out who everybody let their pet groundhog go?" Because they're not supposed to be living up here. But because of the highway, took out a lot of brush far down south towards Hull. Then the gophers moved farther north. So did the black squirrels as well. So I've had a groundhog, maybe deer, because my celery is continually, even with an alarm. I bought an alarm. We paid $56 for this stupid alarm, and it didn't do any good. It didn't do any good. My celery is eaten right down to the ground. If I'm lucky, I'll use the celery tops and whatever I can harvest in broth. Okay, because I'm going to be doing broth again soon. And I used 2 zucchinis in last night's supper, but other than that, So I've got a few zucchinis, which are in the freezer. I've got a handful of tomatoes, a couple of handfuls of cucumbers, and that's it. Garden is absolutely toast. And I didn't pull my thread out far enough again. There's going to come a time, folks, and I've been warning people. Oh, never mind. Never mind. That'll happen when it happens. Okay, now. Go. There, okay. Let's try that again. I'm not okay, I'm barely getting by. I'm losing track of days, I'm losing sleep at night. I'm not okay, I'm hanging on the rails. But if I say I'm fine, just know I've learned to hide it well. Wait a minute, I thought I had, well, I've got lots of the blue, so I'm just going to fill this in with the blue. Or, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it, these two and one blue. Okay, that'll work. No, I wish he was. Howie told the lady who posted it, said, if anybody's lost their groundhog, it's eating my grain or my feed. So Howie posted back. They said they were going to catch it in a live trap. Howie said, you catch it in a live trap, let us know. We'll come and get it and it'll go in the crock pot. But no, that hasn't, there has been no word of it getting caught anywhere. But I do have a plan for next year. I am going to put in raised beds that I'm going to invest in from Amazon or wherever. They're going to be metal and they're going to be a minimum of 2 feet high. 2 feet high, So gophers can't get in there. And then maybe the alarm will keep the deer away. Right? But the groundhog, I think our alarm chased it away down the road to my neighbors. Down the road, the one that posted it. So we'll see. Frig, I knew that was doing that. What the heck is going on here? Oh, it's my bobbin again. Jeez, crackers. Must be almost out of thread. I am almost out of thread on the bobbin. I know I can't be the only one who's holding on for dear life. God knows, I know when it's all said and done, I am not okay, but everything's gonna be alright. We're not okay. So what's going to happen is, and that's really that what hurt about that comment was the fact that I have done everything I can for my garden this year, everything, and this was the one time my garden really had a bad year, and they're like blaming me for it. It's like, what have I done wrong to my garden? You know. Uh-oh. I'm going to try that again. Something's going wrong here. The bobbin, okay. It's not going to be that big a difference. This one's blue, that one's like teal, dark teal. And then I will start making squares from other fabric and putting the top together. It's not that big of a difference. I wouldn't sweat another thought on that person. They probably never grew a garden. That's the problem. They've got a channel, a homestead channel, and they need to waste their time picking on me, right? Maybe that makes them feel more important. I don't know. Okay, so I'm out of those. So let's work on these ones. Well, I mean, I'm hoping it'll be, it's not about, well, it is about beauty, but it's also about, you know, reusing as much of the original fabric from the original quilt as I can. This is the last quilt I'll be making for my nephew. You know what I mean? And it's the one I made for him when he was, you know, in his early 20s. So I hate sewing. They're both stretchy fabrics. So, oh my God, what is going on with these, my measurements? Okay, that's 2.5. All right, that's 2.5. So I must not have cut this other one very well. I just don't understand how people sorry folks. I just don't understand, okay? that we're supposed to love and support one another and encourage one another. And that could have been so different, you know. They could have said, this is a person who does canning and gardening. And, you know, they're like a homestead. So what I don't understand is why can't they... We're supposed to be supporting each other in our journeys. Hey, Edie! Oh, you didn't miss much, honey. I'm just sitting here puttering. Getting these blocks all done up for my nephew's quilt. I think I'm going to turn it this way. Just for the putt for the fun of it. Okay. My goodness, here we go. And then, oh, come on, honey, don't do this. I know I'm asking a lot, but you really, you know, we just want to get this done. And it's maybe November. Yeah, I'm talking to my sewing machine, folks. I'm definitely talking to my sewing machine. Oh, my goodness. Try that one more time. Love of crikey. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Ozzy. Hang on a second. What did I miss? Well, I wasn't very pleasant in the comment. I couldn't leave a comment on her videos because you got to be a member to comment on her videos. So she feels, you know, safe behind that. But it wasn't just one comment, it was more than one. And I've always understood the homestead community on YouTube to support each other. You know, and so what the hell, right? So, and I think that's sad. But guess what, folks? There's going to come a time in the distant future when I'm going to retire from YouTube altogether. I don't need the aggravation, right? But the thing is we're not homesteading anymore. That's why I'm trying to get everybody to go over to our to Life with the Wolfies. Problem with that is that's where, you know, it's just, I don't know. I just woke up feeling, for the first time in a few days, feeling like I was going to get something done. Only to be, you know, feel like, I don't know. It's just, it's just left a sour taste in my mouth. But I pretty much told them that, you know, they could take their opinion and plant it in their garden, so to speak. All right, this is not working right. Let's see. I have another full one. I need to replace it anyway. I have had death threats and stalkers and you name it. Hackers hijacking my live streams, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I hear you, Grampy. I hear you. Okay, how does this go? Let's go in this way. Linda. How are you? Sweetheart, it's not a show. It's not a show. It's just a live stream. We're just hanging out. I'm not a television program. It really isn't a show. It's just hanging out. Oh, God, help me. Let's try putting a little piece of leader. Ooh, that's a stretchy one. Let's try a little piece of fabric here. Get it going. I know I should when I'm working with these stretchy materials, but and I just snip this away. Alrighty. Now I'm going to pin these because I just don't want to fight with my machine anymore. One night it had just snowed out, no tracks in the snow yet, and I did a live stream that night and someone came here to the woods and stood outside in the dark, not far outside my window where I was. Doing my live stream, I saw the tracks in the snow. Jesus wept. That's horrifying. That's horrifying. But yeah, I've had death threats. I have. I've had, people death threat me over a video I made of how we never mind. We don't need to share it, but yeah, I've had death threats. And anybody in their right mind to make a death threat on me or my husband just really doesn't know us all that well. Right? I wish the Antiques Roadshow would come to like Ottawa. So I could show my, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I can show it to you. Oh God, what an ugly shot of my face. Do you see that? What's hanging there? You see what's hanging right there? Okay, how do I get this to go back down? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I got that at a gun show. And, no. I got that at a gun show for $30. And it's bronze. It's bronze. It's too heavy for brass because that ball on it weighs probably 5 pounds. And I had someone once say, "Oh, you got to get that off. That's illegal to have and get that off the internet and la, 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 la." I said, bull crap, it's illegal, or I wouldn't have been able to buy it at a gun show. Didn't even have to show my license. You know what I mean? Here we go. Little piece. Little piece right there. Come on, you. Oh, I knocked my thread over. No. This machine is not having a good day. I'm going to try this one more time with a piece of leader fabric. Hey, Joe! Welcome aboard. I'm sorry I don't see the chat as often as I should because, I make mistakes when I make mistakes if I'm talking while I'm working. But it's good to have you here. Welcome aboard. There we go. Oh no! All right, you know what? Let me see what I have. Let me see what I got of Mikey's stuff here. I have these, this, whoops, this, and are there any? Yeah, I've got one of these. And the rest are all new. So, one, two, three, four, five, six. That is not enough. I know it's not enough for a whole quilt, but it's not enough. I have to get off here and switch laundry. Yeah, I'm going to be putting laundry in the dryer shortly myself. Let me see what I got going on. Okay, you know what? I bet you I can do these with the black. I have one with the blue, and these blacks are not these black blocks are not stretchy, so that will make a difference. I hope. It's a real pain in the butt working with stretchy material. It is. And of course, I didn't thread the needle properly. Keep wanting to flip this open like on one of my larger machines. Well, I got mine in the wash. I miss the days when I was able to carry out a load of wash and hang them outside. I miss those days. Nothing makes me go to sleep. Well, oh, okay. I see what's going on here. There we go. Nothing feels better than climbing into a bed when you've just had a bath or a shower and the sheets on the bed are fresh off the line. It's like I can almost feel my mother tucking me in, you know what I mean? And I'm lucky that worked because I didn't put that through here. Has to go through this hole up here. It's like a thread guide. Okay. I know I can't be the only. Yeah, dried outside. Absolutely. Fresh off the line. My mother had a wringer washer for a family of 7 and no dryer in the city. I miss you, Mom. All right. If you're sewing stretchy on solid fabric, or if you knit on weave, make sure you put the straight fabric on the other side, so it doesn't get this. What's been happening is with the two stretchy materials, it's almost impossible to get it to sew. I've done it a couple of times, but guess what? Pull far, Bev. What are we saying, Tigger? Oh, I've been looking for one. Because I was going to get Howie to make one into a pastry sheeter for me. I wanted him to use the rollers. I actually saw a hand crank roller that you set on the side of your wash tub, and you could scrub it and then put it through the hand crank. All right. Now I'm going to pin these together because. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? Yes, you can here. There you go. This is the best way to see it. This is how I fold it. Can you see how the fabric bumps up against each other? And I pin it right in between. I'm still nauseated. Oh, that's a good idea. Wringer washers are a lot of work, but by God, my mom had a wringer washer and 2 stone wash tubs. And then when my mom died, my dad, when the insurance came in, he bought washer and dryer because he had to work. So he didn't have time to do a lot of laundry. Yeah, Lehman's is expensive. But, I mean, if you ever get the chance to go there, it's worth it. I mean, we went there and I bought a few things from Lehman's on our last trip when we went down to Michigan. So... I should get a couple of these. And then I will do one of everything. Like all the different things I have that are leftover scraps, you know? Go. Anybody in my time zone know what time it is? Oh, wait. It is 25 to 5, so another half hour I'll have to put water on. We're having spaghetti tonight. Last night I took one of those roasts that I bought a while back, one of those little wee roasts, cut it in half, and one night, I made 2 meals out of 2 different meals out of it 2 different times. Stir-fried beef and vegetables over rice, and oh, was it good. It was good. I don't think there's much I want from takeout anymore. I mean, even our local pizza guy got my order wrong. And, I mean... Get my order wrong after I, tip you and tell you twice what the order is, then, I've been ordering pizzas from that place for a while. But guess what? I said no olives, no hot peppers. I got olives and no peppers at all. So, sorry. But that's the last time I order from there. I'm getting to the point, like I said before, where I'm just not going to do takeout anymore. Everyone's like, oh, you get so angry at Tim Hortons and McDonald's and all that stuff because they don't get your order right. Well, go somewhere else. Nobody gets orders right anymore. The only place that's ever gotten any orders correct for me was, I'm going to have to cut one of these loose, was or A&W. I've never had a problem with A&W. It's the only place, but we don't have one close by, so it's like, go, you know, if a place gives you shitty service, stopping going there only works if you have somewhere else to go. If everybody's giving shitty service, then what do? Right? You stop buying takeout. We had a pizza on Friday. That was it. No more takeout. Howie can still get a shawarma, but you know, that's it. If I want him to like the other day, right? I said to Howie, it's too hot to cook. Buy yourself a shawarma. I said, do you want me to get you one? Nope. When I want a shawarma, I'll get one, but I don't do takeout food anymore. No, I no longer trust. I don't even trust the meat in the grocery stores anymore. Like, it's one thing if it had a bone in it, right? Because I don't think meat printing has reached that level of excellence yet that they can pull off a T-bone steak, bone in. So we'll see. But I'll be phoning. I won't know whether I'm getting. You know what's nuts too? I got a phone call from Revenue Quebec today. Now, Revenue Quebec owes me money for my disability tax credit. But they phoned me and said, oh no, you still got to pay your taxes. I said, well, why would I have to pay my taxes when you're going to give me 3 times that much back from a rebate? Well, that's not my department. And I went, it's not your department. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, and then he gives me a phone. I said, okay, well, if it's not your department, give me the department so I can find out why the hell you people are asking me for money when you owe me money. Well, it's 2 separate departments. So he gave me the phone number, and I called, and the phone number didn't work. It just kept hanging up. It would ring and then hang up. So I don't get it, but I have to pay them some $1,500. Revenue Quebec. Sometimes living in Canada, and someone said to me also, this is the same attitude, okay? Someone said, well, if you don't like the way your country's operating, move. Why should I move? Why is it not okay to expect good service anywhere? Why should I? It's like, if you don't like your country so much, leave. I love my country. I don't like the way it's being run. And voting, as far as I'm concerned, is not the answer. And leaving my country is not the answer. So you tell me what the answer is, folks. My country's sucking over 40% of our income, and then they take more at tax time. Then they want more. And people say, well, if you don't like your country, I love my country. Don't just, I can't stand the government. And it's all a crock as far as I'm concerned. People say if you don't vote, you don't get to bitch. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. No. Okay, I didn't trim this one properly. So, I mean, you know, when crappy service is everywhere, and crappy, you know, and everywhere you go now, they've got signs up saying, you don't get to verbally abuse our things. It won't be tolerated. You'll be asked to leave. It's like, okay, well, if I'm not allowed to ask what the problem is and what the solution is, I mean, that's exactly right, Karen. And the truth is I could be totally debt free right now, and I would still have to pay property taxes and insurance for my vehicles and my home, all to a tune of $1,000 a month. Tell me how I live in a free country when they take 40% of our income and then tax us on and tax us on our. They don't just tax us on our income; they tax us on everything we buy except groceries. And even groceries are taxable if they're not in family-sized portions, right? So, I mean, I'm not. It's one of those days where I've almost had enough of YouTube. But I'll have a better day tomorrow, right? I'm still not well from the heat. So if I'm a little cranky, I apologize. I really do. I just want the country back that I was born in. I want to be able to speak English and not be treated rude. Well, when I say family size portion, anything that's 6 or more, you don't pay taxes on. So if you buy 6 apples, you don't pay tax, right? Or if you buy a bag of apples. But if you buy 4 individual apples, they'll charge you tax on them. How do I know this? I used to work in customer service. I sold more cookies in that bakery because people would say, I want 5 cookies because there's 5 people in their group or whatever. I'd say, no, you want 6. And they'd say, why? I said, because if you buy 5, okay, you're going to pay tax. He said, yeah. I said, if you buy 6, you don't pay tax. So you buy 6, you're going to pay the same price as buying 5. And they go, oh, give me a dozen. You know what I mean? So whenever I'd say, oh, I'll have 3 or I'll have 4, I'll say, and I would tell them, you're going to pay tax on every single one of those, unless you buy like 6 or more, right? So. So hopefully, I will be going to the farmer's market next payday and getting everything I can. I need peppers, I need onions, I need celery. Peppers, onions, celery. Yeah, that should be it. Okay, and I think I have enough. Maybe not. So, I am going to make a 9-patch block. Do I have 9 different fabrics? 4, 5. 6. Let's lay this out. 3, 4. 4. I need a balance in patterns and solids, eh? 5. And then 6. And then 7. Whoops! I'll do, okay, I got another one of these. 7. And 8. And 9. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. True, Ozzy. Flip this over. Well, Howie, and that's another thing, you know, everybody's like, oh, if you don't vote liberal, you know, la, 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 you're going to lose all the things that they put in place when Trudeau was in. That's bull. I'm 61, and because my husband makes a certain amount of money, and we get dental coverage up to $1,000 a year. I can't get help with my dentures because Howie makes apparently too much money, even though they take 40% of it, over 40% of it in taxes and insurance. You know, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. This is the block. Actually, I can put a blue one in there, can't I? How you doing, you? I'll try one of these. You goggle babies? All right, listen, folks. Oh my God, I've been on here for over an hour. Hang on a second. I have to go and put Gracie out, and I'm going to put the noodles on for the water on for our dinner noodles. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Jazzy, is they say we're free, but I don't know anywhere you can live on this planet unless it's like in the middle of nowhere, right? But I don't know where anywhere you can live on this planet and not pay taxes or insurance, right? So, and then and taxes on everything, and insurance on everything. $1,000 a month on insurance and license plates alone for our home and our vehicles, right? Free country, my ass. But anyway, we'll get there. People are going to realize that we live on a slave planet. And we do. There's no such thing as freedom. This is Mrs. Volpe from our half-acre homestead saying, I'm just gonna leave that right there and put some noodles on. I'm going to continue to sew. And hopefully in the next few days, we can come back and start putting the quilt top together. All right? Take care. God bless. And remember, just because we talked about things that can bring us down doesn't mean we should let them keep us down. For those people out there who need to be negative, God bless you. I hope you get that darkness out of your soul because it's only going to infect you more than me. I love you. God bless.